Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dice by the Sword. We are back after our little break. For you VOD watchers, welcome to the second part of this week's episode, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's just jump right back in. Okay. As the door swings open, you see a tucked-away chamber built into the hull of an old skyship, now repurposed as a drift market backroom, so to speak. The floor is uneven wood. You have the scent of old spell parchment that hangs in the air, and the room is lined with scrolls, maps, ledgers, and things like that. The moment the door creaks open, sound seems to vanish from the world. Inside, the room is warm, but not with fire, but with the low hum of quiet enchantment. Floating parchment scrolls drift through the air like lazy birds, tethered by ribbons of light to a sprawling central desk that's covered in notes, maps, and arcane glyphs. Shelves bend under the weight of secrets in here. And you see, sat behind that desk, is a tiefling woman in her late 30s. You see pale plum hands folded before her. Cloudy eyes never quite meeting yours, yet somehow piercing straight through you. A cup of steaming tea waits beside her untouched. She doesn't smile when you enter, she simply gestures. You see, Whisper cuts a striking figure. Even in the chaotic haze of the drift market, her deep plum skin shimmers faintly in the light of the lanterns that are hanging above, hinting at an infernal lineage laced with old magic. Curved obsidian horns curl back from her temples and are wrapped in delicate silver chains, each adorned with tiny charms, coins, keys, and what look like broken signet rings. Her eyes are entirely black, a little bit kind of pale, but entirely black, reflective and bottomless, like pools of polished glass. Her clothing is loose but layered, not leathered, fucking hell. Layered.
Oh, that kind of place. Cool.
A patchwork of silks, leathers, and scarves, practical for moving unseen, but always stylishly mismatched. She gestures for you both to sit down. Sit. We haven't got much time. You've come from the north, but not quietly. Ask your questions, but remember, each truth has its cost. Not all debts are paid in gold.
As they enter the room beforehand, seeing her there pretty much, and the room around as well, or you can see him like slowly put his head down and just looking at the woman like very as if hypnotized a bit. And just out of nowhere, those are the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Sorry, that came out wrong. Yes, and he's going to take a seat by the table.
Smooth. He sits down too.
Wasn't my intention.
I mean, it's a good opener.
So, what can I do for you?
He like looks up at Ulrich.
Looks down, is like, "Oh, me.
You're the one telling the truth."
Okay, sure. I am looking for someone in the city, someone important who has requested my help, someone whose name I don't wish to necessarily use in case it becomes problematic for him.
Understand. But of course, nobody moves in and around this city without my knowing about it. If it is someone that you are searching for, then I can help.
Thank you. And he'll give the description of Keon to this person. And I was sent a letter from them a few days ago requesting aid. Simply wish to find them.
Eon. Of course.
Okay. Well,
Can I roll insight on that? Not saying much, but just insight.
What are you trying to do?
As he says the name, do I see any signs on the face, like any signs of hate or jealousy or sadness or
Roll me an
despair,
insight.
anything? Okay. It's a natural fucking one.
Hey.
A natural one.
Natural one.
Yay.
Okay. They are pretty expressionless, but as Ulrich, you start to describe Keon, she turns and just goes, Keon, of course. Yes, I know.
And he's like, okay, I got this. I got it.
Is that through personal knowing, or he is a very hard man to know?
Oh, no. I know him. We work together.
Work with the Sentinels of Verdance?
No. I would never associate myself with such an organization. No. We merely help each other out from time to time. And as it so happens, I'm... yes. And you see she reaches down and opens a drawer to the desk and pulls out a parchment and places it in front of her. I'm actually, yes. He asked me to do him a favor, and I have done so.
He expected me to come here.
I don't think he expected you to come here, no. You see, he is hiding. Or in hiding, so to speak.
Do you know what has happened, or is that information I should get from him?
Probably something that you should speak to him about. Sky Tether Spire, Upper Walk, Container 381, Central Heights District. Tell him nothing unless you reach him first.
He's writing this down.
Others are looking, and not all with friendly eyes, if you understand my meaning. Give him this. As she places a parchment in the scroll in your hand, and you see that it is a sealed scroll.
Ulrich will put it into one of his many, many pockets and... Did you say Sky what Spire, sorry?
Sky Tether fuck you! Sky Tether Spire!
What's Kumo?
It was a trick! It's a trick!
It's right one, okay.
Try Skether Plier.
Yep, that one. Sky Tether Spire. Fuck you.
What rewards did you say?
Upper Walk, Container 381, Central Heights District.
Thank you.
Welcome. My message is simple. I found him what he wanted. His payment is settled. He will know.
Okay. Thank you, Whisper. It has been good.
If you survive, I may have work for you.
Then we would be happy to help. So, we will be going, and like you said, if we're alive, we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Yes, before that, actually, how long have you been doing this? You can see him, like, putting his chin on his hand. Like, how long have you been doing this?
You're most welcome for the aid. I wish you well on your journey. Please deliver my message with most haste.
That shoulder was ice cold.
Cold as ice.
Denied.
Good damn.
Ulrich's just going to place a hand on Octavius' shoulder, just sort of, we should go, my friend, I think.
You see she kind of like, those kind of instructions are given to you, Ulrich, before she kind of turns towards you, Octavius, and goes, long enough to know that when people come in here asking questions that do not require answers, it's best not to.
That was good. No, I'm just very curious, can't really stop the speaking part from my part, really, because happening and so forth, so on. But second question, who would you say is the most dangerous at us in the town at the moment? You can see him, like, from the nice and, like, going in for, like, a serious look. Like, even when he has the mask on, you can see, like, this is a serious question. Like, who is the most dangerous kind of people in the town that we should be looking out for?
You see she kind of leans in a little bit and goes, my dear boy, I know you're not from this town, but if you were, you'd know that many people are dangerous here. Keep your business about yourself, and don't pry into others, unless absolutely necessary.
Oh, this is fun, man.
Tim told.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, my friend.
Oh, I am very much. She's such an interesting person. Look at her, absolute beauty as well. Well, thank you very much. We really duly appreciate that.
Either one of you roll me an insight check.
Not sure, Tony.
Okay.
No way. Amazing.
Well.
I love this. No one, not 20, dude.
You get the impression that she is playing a game much bigger than just Keon.
Yeah, I thought so.
You get the impression that the favor that she's done might have cost her something, and she doesn't want that favor wasted, and is very, very much wanting you to deliver that message, and is very... She doesn't really want to talk about anything else, and you get that impression immediately. But you get the sense that she has got strings being pulled in all, like, different directions, and at the center of it is her.
Oh, just my kind of person. I like that. I really do. But yeah, you can seem like very sure, like, thank you, like, this is absolutely wonderful, thank you very much, we appreciate it. Of course, any favors from you to us, absolutely, in case you need something, we'll be here, staying in town for a couple of days, maybe going on a trip, who knows, maybe here and there, and you can see him, like, standing up, putting the chair back down.
She flicks the wrist ever so slightly, and the door swings open behind you.
Oh, that is... epic. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Normally a gentleman would do it, but I guess no one's around here. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. And he's going to slowly walk out, but all the time just compliments here and there. Like, yeah, a very nice place. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I told you, how did you do that trick? That is so nice. And I can explain, like, the door's shutting down, but he would, like, close, like, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
As you both leave.
Watching him as they start the entire time, like, what the hell is going on? This is...
You see that Whisper doesn't say a word, keeps direct eye contact with both of you, picks up the tea, takes a swig, and just places the cup down without breaking eyesight.
We're getting somewhere.
Is rambling. Oleg just sort of gives a very sort of mild bow from the top before the doors closed, and then, what just happened to you?
Yeah. And you can see the door, like, as he's holding the handles, he's like tapping onto the handle.
Obvious.
The chaos is getting bloody worse. Okay, let's go.
Curse. Well, I've been cursed at least twice during this adventure, and it's only been a month. What is going on with you? What was that? I've never seen you talk so much to anyone.
Yeah, me neither. It's kind of weird. Relaxing, actually, but still a bit weird.
Yes, but what's up? What's going on? As we're walking up through back into sort of less dangerous territories. Are you okay? That was strange.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm actually doing pretty well right now. You know, when you have those thoughts inside of your brain and you're like thinking it for yourself, but you don't actually speak it, like very small-minded things, which you look at something and something snaps into your head, like you have to say it. Well, that's me pretty much, just trying to say whatever is on my mind. And weirdly enough, they just pushed it this time. It was more severe. Huh. That's weird.
Is it just the tiefling because she was pretty, I assume?
She was quite nice, wasn't she? All informative and such.
I mean, she was not really my type, but if that's what kind of thing you buy into, sure.
And those silver things she had on her was very nice as well. They're very, very stylish, I think. You know, I was always fascinated with tieflings a little bit because they are more of a film guy. And he like shuts up, like even holds his mouth a little bit. He's like, okay.
Is Octavius in love?
As we're walking out, or just places a hand on Octavius' back and goes, my friend, she would eat you alive. Let's go back to our friends.
Oh, I know. And you can see.
In the meantime, while you guys make your way back to the tavern, Korik and Yeril, Ulrich and Octavia leave the tavern to go about their business, leaving you two and Peanut sat at the table. What are you guys doing?
Yero's just kind of sort of wanting to learn more about Korik's like abilities that she's watched him ever since they've all met, tinker with things and have the cannon in his arm and things like this, and it's all been very interesting, and it's not in her wheelhouse or something that she's really ever seen before, so she's just going to be asking so many questions and just like, so how does this work, and and how does that power that, and oh, so you do this, and it explain a bit more, like, so she's going to be very just lots of like really like pointed questions and like trying to understand it all. And I hear Peanut said you're going to make her an egg confetti cannon something. How do you do that? That's so clever. Like, it's just going to be a lot of that.
Okay. And Korik, being asked those kind of like pointed questions about something you're extremely passionate about, are you going to be like the guy that like you ask one question and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, they've shown interest in something I like, so boom, 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 loads of information, or how would you react to that?
It's probably a little bit like that, yeah. So it'll probably be, basically, as soon as anybody gives him an opportunity to talk about something that he's a little bit interested in, he probably won't actually shut up. The person that will be visibly bored while he's still kind of going, sometimes you can basically get this form of magic and it will kind of power things, and if you can harness it just right, it'll kind of you can use it to control different kind of servos and stuff, and if you've got on a certain level you can control things with your mind, and also I'm able to quickly you carve things, create cannons. That's kind of cool. And actually, I've not done it yet, but you can make cannons that can walk around. So that's going to be really cool, because one day they'll be able to, I'll be able to basically produce my little cannon, and it'll be able to, move it around, and it'll work on its own. And so, yeah, it'll just basically be like that. But every once in a while, if she asks about like tools or something that he just thinks that's a little bit like of a really basic question, it'll be kind of like, when you have to do IT support for your grandparents, it'll be like that. So
Yeah, so she'll just ask things like, well, so what is a battery, and things like that, or like, so it's like, so how do you solder the wires, and it'll be things like that, and it's just like really like very like just breaking it down, because it's very much like she's never. That's nothing she's ever really come into contact with before. So she's genuinely really interested, and she's holding on to every word you say, like nodding profusely, and every now and then we'll do like an ooh and like lots, like very interested. Mostly a lot of it is going over her head because you're talking so quickly and almost in the knowledge that you're talking to someone who knows what they're talking about. So she's just sort of like, you'll say things like, like with like the quantum things, and she's like, oh yeah, and inside she's going, no idea what it means, but that sounds exciting. It's basically just like exactly. So it's basically just like, again, just like telling your nan your favorite hobby, and they're going, oh, they're making all the right sounds, but it's just going straight over.
Well, that's what Pokemon is.
Yeah, is that just not on purpose though? Like she's genuinely interested, but a lot of it is going over her head. So she's trying to be like enthusiastic about it, and also because it's it's another way for her and Korik to get to know each other, and to see him to be so passionate about his favorite things, and that she's really earning more of like a respect and admiration for him, because of he's just so diving into all the like he's answering all the questions for her, and he's sort of taking the time to do all this, and she's really like, oh, this is so cool. A lot of it is going over her head, but she's feeling like it's still very cool. So, and she's very excited, and it's fun for her.
I love that.
So,
well, this conversation continues, and you kind of get into the throes, and before long, about an hour or so has passed before the door swings open and Ulrich and Korik walk in, and rejoin the group.
And so that's how you saw the. Oh, hello everyone! How did you do? Was it a fruitful mission? Did you find anything out?
Oh yeah, quite a lot of information actually. Thanks to Ulrich.
Oh well, of course he would.
I mean, You should have seen this guy. Put him in front of a pretty face, and he is just all charm. It was incredible to see.
He's like, I'm sorry.
You saw a pretty lady.
Inside check. Sorry.
No, we met a tiefling.
An informant.
Oh, that's exciting.
We have found where we need to go, but I don't recommend we... He looks at Octavius when he says this. I don't recommend we stay in a public place to use this kind of information. He points to Octavius I've been listening.
Oh, absolutely not. And you can see him even though he's very chipperish, he's still a bit concerned because with his insight check, he's like, okay, so she told us everything we needed to know for a favor, which is going to go into the future, I believe. But it's very easy gut information, which he's very suspicious about. And knowing she has fingers into everything, it's cool, but... Yeah.
You beat me to it. Okay. So, do we need to go and talk somewhere else? Is it better we or come? What shall we do?
No, she was telling the truth, sadly. But for now, let's just relax, enjoy the dinner, and then later on we should definitely go to what was it?
Let's go to the spy tethers.
Yeah, you see, Dan?
It to me now.
Oh, it's all jokes! Let's all laugh at the DM because they can't talk! Oh, fuck you, dude.
Sky Tether Spire.
Spy tether crier. That place.
But yeah, he's not going to... you can see him, he's not saying even the number. Where do we exactly go? Let's go to... No, he just says Sky Tether Spire. That's where we need to go.
Oh, okay.
Because in a public place like this, he will tell you guys they have been warned to not talk about this kind of stuff in public.
We'll make sure to keep our mouth shut and our voices low. Then we don't want to betray any trust of someone that's helping us along the way, especially if I imagine it would be good to keep them on side. So
want to keep him protected.
Yes.
If there is trouble in the city, then we need to lay low.
No, of course. Well, should we go now, or did you want to have some food and drink and sort of replenish ourselves before we go?
Well, let's replenish ourselves. Let it settle down first. Besides, if the information that she gave us about the dangerous people in the town is correct, that means that someone definitely saw us gathering information. New people in a new town asking about a specific person. I definitely think someone's been there watching. So let's just settle it down for now, eat something, and we'll figure it out in the morning.
I would want to go before morning. We should go as the sun goes down. I don't want to leave it too long. He isn't hiding and in danger. We should get on it as fast as we can.
Okay. Well, let's eat then and just sort of calm everything down, get ourselves ready, and then we'll leave. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
You guys stay in the tavern for a couple of hours. You replenish yourselves, gain the benefits of a short rest, drink a couple of ales if you want, that sort of thing. But a couple of hours passes, and you get towards kind of afternoon time now. Mid to late afternoon, the sun is beginning to set. You gather your belongings and you head out from the tavern into Dustport proper.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of something else. Just as we were in the tavern, just as we were eating and drinking, keeping things around, you wouldn't have seen, or just going to be keeping an eye out for anyone else within the company that may have been traveling with him around that point. Just anyone who would have come in now. Yeah,
you don't see... Yeah, it's a good idea, but you don't see anybody, unfortunately. You don't see any other company that you kept when you left Ashenvale.
Equally, Yera will also, not as strictly as she has been, but maybe just again still keeping an eye out to see if they will bump into any more Aarakocras, just because she knows that there's obviously a target on them now. It's a very built up place with a lot of sort of, easy people,
Purchase.
unsavory characters that I imagine could buy information and things like that. So she's just going to keep an eye out and keep herself wary that if she has a sniff or a notion that she sees any more of the Crimson Flock, just to keep herself alerted, basically, in case they followed them here.
Yeah, perfect. You kind of keep
we
your head
have
on a bit of a swivel, but it's subtly. It's not like you're
Yeah,
constantly looking about.
not
But yeah,
just trying to be a bit cautious about it, but still a bit,
perfect.
We are literally the death squad. Just everyone going after us.
Okay. Well, you leave the tavern. You enter the middle tier of Dustport. You start to head southward towards the Sky Tether Spire. Before I start describing this place, do you guys start talking about like where you're going specifically, or are you just heading in that direction, or are you just going to wait till you get there to divulge that information?
I think we're going to wait a little bit. Don't want any unwanted listeners being like, "Oh, where are these guys going?" Like I don't want that. So I think Ulrich and Octavius should like lead the party a bit, like to that district, to that place, and until they get to that room, they're like, "Okay, here it is."
Okay.
Yeah, Ulrich's gonna I look to Octavius, sort of be like, should we know? Okay, cool, and sort of take from what he's doing.
I think Yeril and Peanut, I imagine, would just follow and not ask any questions, just keep themselves vigilant and just following along, I imagine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Corey will also be following, but he is probably going to just be keeping an eye out on if anybody is following us, or if it looks like if anyone's keeping an eye on us, because he's after hearing everything, he's going to be a little bit wary about the potential of that.
Okay, perfect. You keep your heads about you. You all keep a watchful eye as you head towards the Sky Tether Spire. The streets of Dustport thrum with life as you weave your way southward. The deeper you go, the louder the world becomes, it seems. Footsteps on steel, vendors shouting over the roar of engines, steam hissing contraptions, whirring lifts. As you travel towards the towering Central Heights district, the architecture shifts ever so slightly. Gone are the crooked alleys and the hanging cables of the drift markets. Here, buildings stretch like blades towards the sky, all copper-riveted steel and glass lattices with walkways strung between them like spider's silk. In the distance, it rises, the Sky Tether Spire, a jagged monolith of stone and dark metal that seems to claw at the sky itself. Docking arms jut out from its midsection like broken wings. Small skyships buzz around it like insects. Dustport's lifeblood flows through here. Trade, information, secrets, you name it, this is the place. You get to the Sky Tether Spire itself, and as you arrive, the path that you're on opens into a vast circular plaza, the Spire Heart Ring, as it's known. At its center looms the Sky Tether Spire, a fusion of mountain rock and forged sky steel, reinforced with thick aether crystals that stretch up and vanish into the clouds above. Cargo lifts crank up and down its sides like lumbering insects. The upper levels are ringed with hundreds of shipping containers, some stacked, some built into makeshift homes or hideouts. Suspended walkways form a vertical labyrinth, barely wide enough for two to pass. You see that there are uniformed guards here, all wearing the sigil of Dustport's dock authority. They patrol the base and the middle kind of areas of this district. But the higher you look, the more lawless it seems, so to speak. Like, you see faded banners, graffiti, people kind of leaning over the railings, looking down below. But you arrive. What do you want to do?
Oh, is
Magnificent. Yeah.
Strange to me. And as he sort of says this, his hand kind of reaches for Yarrow's, not like in a, just in like sort of an awe, sort of was a lot. He's used to forest, and there's like, I don't know where to begin.
She's going to take his hand and sort of squeeze it and say, I know it's different, but it's exciting, is it not?
Yes, yeah.
You can see Octavia's like, "Get a room, you two hypocrites."
I wasn't judging you. I just said you were really talkative. Octavius, come on. Wait, Dave, no.
The illusion shattered. Everyone knows his name now.
Ah, man. Good job. But no, in the city, I think he would be using his normal name. We'll see. Anyway.
It kind of looks to Octavius and Cargus. You know buildings and infrastructure better than I do. If we're looking for an upper walkway, how far do you think that would be? Where should we go?
I have no idea. This is magnificent, don't get me wrong, but it is so confusing on so many levels.
Okay, so you both know that he's in the upper walk in a container, and you can see there is containers all scattered upon the upper walk, like the upper plinth above you.
Oh yeah, I know, I understand that, but this is this is way outside of Ulrich's.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Frame of reference when it comes to anything.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Slowly would definitely be going like trying to get up there. Not sure if by stairs or by an elevator, maybe, who knows. But you're getting to that room, not saying the number, like 381 Central High. So he's going to try and get there as fast as possible without looking like he's running like a marathon trying to get there. No, just trying to be fast, but stealthy enough to not cause attention.
You lead the group towards the central spire itself, where you see there is staircases that lead up. As you make your way up to the upper platform, and you begin to start searching. I'm going to need a perception check from you, Octavius, and you can have advantage if Ulrich is helping you.
Ulrich is helping. He's looking for numbers that look similar to what he was told.
Yarrow's going to place a hand on Octavius's shoulder, and he's going to feel the warmth of friendship and trust as she casts guidance on him.
Lovely. I like that every time you cast a spell, you come up with like a new thing for it. It's so good, man. It's so good.
So thank you very much for the advantage, by the way. The first one was a natural one. It's the same die, by the way. It's the same die.
Why are you only capable of rolling a 1 or a 20?
20, yeah.
You can't even be like, oh, he's cheating. Dude, like an actual one so many times that I can't even get it. But yeah, so it is a with bless, right?
With guidance, yeah. So it's a D4.
Guidance, yeah. Okay, that helps me a bit. 11.
11 is enough. You continue walking, scanning, though not looking like as if you're reading every single one. You're pretty much just scanning as you go, but you find the container. It is tucked between two rusted out cargo units. Its exterior is painted matte black with the number 381 stenciled in white. There is a thick iron handle with no visible lock. It looks still.
All right. Do we knock? I feel like it is proper to knock first.
Yes, but if he is hiding out, he might be waiting with weapon in hand. Allow me to take the charge on that one.
Did you have any way of communicating beforehand? Maybe that he would recognize it was a friend?
It didn't really divulge much to me in the time I was with them. I'd bartered travel. They liked what I was about, but not... He might recognize my voice. I don't think many people sound like me, so we shall see.
Quite a bit. Oh, And he like takes down his mask. He doesn't want to get shot in the head, so he's gonna take it down.
Just, wait to the side, perhaps. And Ulrich's just going to go, like, is it just like a flat container door?
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to like place a hand to it and then an ear just to see if he can hear anything from inside. Like, he's just sort of listen a little.
Doesn't seem to be any noise coming from inside.
Okay. Ulrich is just going to very lightly knock on the container door just a few times just to see if anything, occurs.
There is no response.
I don't imagine he would. Thinking back again to when I was with them, I know they didn't give much in the way of information, but was there anything he would have picked up that sort of indicated that the person that was giving or knocking or anything like that could have been trusted? They divulge any of this kind of information, or at least show him something within a mission, maybe something he could just use or pull on from a past mission that they would have used with him.
Roll me a history check.
That is, as a barbarian, that's what I'm good at. History. Cool, +0. I hate you, Jack. It's rubbing off. That's an actual 1.
Oh,
Yes!
no.
We're net 1 buddies.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Unfortunately, not that you
that's
can
fair.
think of.
That's a t-shirt.
That one, buddies. Ulrich is going. He's very lightly. He's just going to knock again and just say, just lightly, "Kion, Ulrich, are you in there?" Just against the door, just to see if anything happens. Not loud. Not,
If you're not doing it loudly, I would say no, probably not.
He's just gonna try the shutter just to see if it budges.
Yeah, the door handle
Right.
opens and the door kind of... You feel the weight of the door kind of push against your hand.
Okay, so I can open it.
Yeah.
Okay. He opens it. He opens it lightly, not enough to shed light or do anything. He's just going to, again, through the crowds, go, "Kion, it is Ulrich. I'm here to answer your letter. Are you here?" Again, very lightly, like crack of the door.
Thank the gods you've come.
Oh, it's good to hear you, my friend.
The door to container 381 groans open on rust-bitten hinges. The sound echoing strangely in the narrow walkway alley that you're in. A thin curl of incense drifts out. Not sweet or floral, but sharp, metallic, like burnt cedar or hot copper or something like that. Inside, the air is dry and still, heavy with dust. However, this has been custom fit. The walls are lined with layered canvas. You see there are old sky charts pinned to the walls with pins and knives and things like that. A lone oil lamp flickers near the back of the container. And there is a makeshift desk that's been repurposed from a shipping crate and an old airship console that's been kind of stacked together to create this desk that dominates one corner of the area. Scattered across that, there are dozens of scrolls, fragmented blueprints and diagrams of unfamiliar engines and things like that. There is a small bedroll that lies to the side, rumpled, and a half-eaten tin of dried fruit that sits next to it. You see there is a set of goggles that rest on a wooden crate, and at the front of the container on a hook, there is a like a brown hooded cloak that is hung. However, you don't see any sign of Kion at first, but from the dark recess towards the back of the room, from behind a canvas wall divider, he steps out. You see he wears the build of a lean man, He has sharp, weather-worn features and piercing grey-blue eyes that scan you, Ulrich, first of all. You see the familiar long, dark hair with the streaks of silver on his temple and the all-too-familiar coat that he wears. You see that on his belt there is a spyglass that is that hangs from a chain, and you see that he has a holster on his other hip with a very nice pistol that rests in it. Took you long enough?
I apologize for the delay. We had some business to take care of on the way. I came as quickly as I could, but I apologize.
I was starting to think you'd gone soft on me.
Nothing good. Not so easy.
He steps forward and offers you a forearm greeting, and as this clasp of arms shared between old comrades, it's good to see you. Really.
Oh.
Look, I wouldn't have sent for you if it wasn't important, but man, it's good to see you.
It has been a while, but I am pleased to see you as well. The second you sent me a message, I knew it was important. You are someone I would always come for, Keelan. You know this.
Well, I never thought you dared. Too hard of a bastard to kill. But lost your way, maybe. I don't know. But I'm glad you've come. You come alone?
No. I have a group of my own now. People who will help. People who have helped me a lot. Believe me when I say you can trust them. They have brought me from the brink of death more than once. They fight with me in battle. They have given blood, honor, and sweat for me, and I for them.
Oh. A lone wolf finds a pack. Well,
Took me a while, but yes. And he's gonna open the door and sort of gesture for everyone else to walk in.
oh, okay. Few of you. Cool. Well, hello everyone.
Peace. Everyone, this is
Hello
Keon.
there.
Keon. This is any gestures for everyone to introduce themselves.
Shut
Hello.
the door if you don't mind.
Yep. And just before anything else, Octavius will be a small lookout by the door. Just he's gonna be in the room, but just making sure that he's by the door, just peeking once in a while, every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, suppose you're wondering why you've come.
Mhm.
I'd offer you a drink or something to eat, but as you can see, I've been kind of living on the lighter side.
No, not at all. This is hospitality already. Thank you for inviting us in and letting us come.
And not shooting us. Yeah.
Well, this is why I called you here. As he gestures to the makeshift table and kind of motions for you guys to come a bit closer. And as you do, he lays out a blueprint. You see that there, upon the blueprint, there are sketches of a sleek, curved airship frame, unlike anything any of you have seen before. There are dense notations, there are scribblings of arcane formulae on the side, there are some parchments with like propulsion schematics, and in red ink towards the top corner of the blueprint, we'll read the name, the Tempest Fury. You ever heard the name?
As a basic history check, would that have come up in any kind of story or anything that you may have read at some point, or generally and things like that?
Don't think you would know. You may have heard about it, but I don't think you will have maybe placed it as being a ship.
Cool.
But as he asked this, his voice. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, would Yeryl's previous connection with the Crimson Flock and being an Aarakocra, does that ring any bells for her?
Maybe roll me a history check.
16.
There we go. Broke the curse.
16 is enough. You may have. I don't think it will have been through connections through the Crimson Flock, but you may have heard tale of a ship called the Tempest Fury. It is a one-of-a-kind ship that was built by a legendary shipwright just shortly before his death. It has been missing, lost. Nobody knows the location of it, it seems. However, you know that when the stories that you heard was that it was beyond any other ship of its time.
Okay, so Yoa will sort of study these blueprints and then look up to Keon and say, the lost ship, I thought it was just a story. It's real?
Well, that's what I've been kind of trying to place together over the last few weeks. I mean, she was supposed to be the first ship outfitted with, like, next-gen Aether tech, built by an independent shipwright on one of those kind of, you know, one-of-a-kind kind of deals, but it's now lost. But it has, like, self-sustaining cores that don't require recharge. It has pulse gliders. It's rumored to have cloaking, mesh, everything. Problem is, she vanished on her maiden voyage. No wreck, no beacons, no answers, just gone.
How long ago did it go missing?
2, 3, 4 years ago.
And you want to find it?
I found something. A signal trace. Private log. A name that shouldn't exist. I kind of pieced together just enough to believe that it is out there. But others are stiffing around. And if the wrong people were to find her, that ship could tip the balance of power in the skies. Pirates, warlords, syndicates, you name it. Skyfarers across Nyxalia will be at its mercy.
I see. So this is a real mission to protect the skies of the world, then?
Not us, who? Like, I wouldn't ask Ulrich, but if there was anyone else that I trusted in the way that I trust you.
I am happy to do this kind of thing. I speak for all of us when I say we all are. This is kind of the gig we got ourselves into.
Well, good.
But I have a question. If the ship is so powerful that crime syndicates would be able to turn the tide in the air, why not tell it to the authorities? Besides, this town does seem to have quite a few guards around. Why not give it to them? Let them handle it.
Tell me, sorry, I didn't get your name.
Aurelius.
Tell me, Aurelius, how many pockets have hands in of government officials? How many guards do you trust cannot be bought? How many individuals do you think wear badges that probably shouldn't, that wave them around and flaunt them for their own power, their own gain? Now, I'm not disputing that there are good-hearted souls in the world, but do you really trust everyone who wears a uniform?
I don't trust anyone who speaks the truth.
Good. Look, I need your help. All of yours, your strength, your team. If we find it, if we find the Tempest Fury, maybe we just stop something terrible happening. Maybe we do something for the better. Ulrich, you know me, you've known me for a long time. If I didn't believe in this as a worthy cause, I would not be wasting my time on it.
I know, my friend. It is why I'm here. You don't do things without purpose, and you don't act without meaning. So, whatever information you have, wherever you need us to begin.
Well, about that, I'm pretty much just waiting on word from a friend of mine, and then I'm ready to go.
If I may question yourself, Keon, we say we go out, we find this Tempest Fury, we bring it back, or whatever that we need to do. What is your plan once we recover it? Is it to turn it back to the people it belongs to? Is it to keep it for yourself? I want to know your thoughts and what you're doing this for.
It's less about what happens afterwards. It's preventing something happening that we're not in control of. Look, Aether tech of this kind, it's self-repairing, energy efficient, completely undetectable by certain conditions. Picture an entire fleet using this tech. That makes them invisible to scrying, magical sensors. Trade routes wouldn't be safe. Entire isles could just vanish without warning. If this fell into the wrong hands, entire civilizations would be laid to... if they just reverse engineered the tech. It's not just about what happens with this ship. It's about stopping what could potentially happen if the wrong hands got hold of it. And... look... I don't have names yet, but I've seen the signs. Coins changing hands in dark corners, questions being asked in places where answers will get you killed. And if somebody is looking for this would be the place. And I fear that other people are on this scent as well, because some of the information I found, I don't think it's just me that found it. If that signal trace was heard by someone else, who knows who else is looking for it. I suppose, to answer your question, what my motives are, it's not necessarily I don't want the ship. I don't want that responsibility, but I feel it is my responsibility to ensure that whoever does find it isn't going to find it for nefarious means.
That's a good enough answer for me. We'll help you all we can and try to bring back this lost ship before it falls into the hands of people who would make it for harm.
It is. You request of us, and we will do it. We promise. This is our mission now. This is bigger than all of us.
Well, make yourselves comfortable. All I'm doing, I'm just waiting for word from a friend of mine.
Ulrich is going to... Oh, speaking of which, he's going to pull out the small sealed note from Whispers. Goes, your friend in the Drift Wars in the Drift Market said for me to give this to you.
You met Whisper?
Tiefling lady. Very dark eyes.
Yeah. Dark eyes.
And he just hands it over.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to put her arm around Octavius, just like, oh, you're still thinking about her? That's so sweet.
You see, he takes the parchment, breaks the seal and unfurls it. Goes, never had any doubts. Rolls it back up and places it in a pouch, and you see he just says, I just need a few moments to gather my things and then we'll go.
Oh, excellent. Please.
You see him pull back the cloth kind of divider, and behind it you see two racks on kind of adjoining walls that are like in the corner with weaponry.
That's what I'm talking about.
You see him reach up, and Ulrich, you see the two kind of curved katana-like swords that he carried for years. He just takes them and places them on his waist. You see him take like knuckle dusters off the wall, place them in into his bag. You see him pick up like a handful of caltrops, place them into his pouch. You see him pull a drawer open and take out like gunpowder rounds and just start placing them in a sack and then into his bag. Before he turns to you all and just goes, "Well, we better get moving."
Don't suppose you got the better spear back there, do you? You are always very well equipped.
No.
It's fine. This is Old Faithful. She'll do.
I have something though. And you see him walk to the wall and pull off a kind of a javelin.
Okay.
And hand it to you.
Oh, thank you. So, sheets in the back. I assume whatever this does will make itself known.
Oh yes, pretty quickly. There's a few things left. You are more than welcome to help yourselves.
You can see Octavius just like flexing. This is like a literally flexing moment, just like holding his hand up, like zing. I'm fine.
He's new. He's new.
What sort of weapons do you have left over then?
I have swords, a couple of axes. I have a halberd.
Ooh.
I have, a couple of bows, short bow, long bow. Not really my weapon. I prefer to do my fighting up close.
Ulrich's going to look to the halberd and then for a battle axe, if there is one.
There is no battle axe, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that what you wanted, Charlie?
Hmm?
Is that what Yarrow wanted? A battle axe? Were you waiting for me to say battle axe?
No.
Oh, because you just went,
no.
like I listed loads of weapons and was like, "There's no battle axe." Ah.
No, that's the one I wanted. No. I was just like, okay, never mind. You know,
all I want for Christmas is a battle axe.
Yeah, no, just seeing what was around for other people, and also if there was anything that she wanted to grab. But I think she's set with what she's got. So,
man, Octavius really has to find some place which sells rapiers or some stuff because that is the only weapon he has not seen yet.
Okay.
Ulrich's going to take the halberd from where it rests and just goes, "If you don't mind," and he's just going to sort of give it a big twirl and feel the weight of it. And it's like, "This will come in handy, I think."
There is a shield as well.
Ulrich will look at the very battered one he got from the guard captain when he first set out and says, "You've done your job." And he's going to place it down and take a new one.
Okay. Does anybody else want the other shield that Ulrich puts down?
Nah.
No?
Corric's gonna point at all of the blueprints and information and stuff. Is this all safe to be left behind here, or?
Oh no, I was going to take all of this with us. Why did you have something?
Well, no, I just wondered, if it was a problem if I took some notes or had a bit of a, because it's all very, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
We'll have plenty of time to share notes. Don't worry. There's no information being kept a secret. Look, where we're going, there will be time enough to, 1, get to know each other, and 2, share notes and swing that big ugly fucking stick. Anyway, follow me, if you will.
I have a name, though.
And as you, as Coric, Yerrel, Octavius, and Peanut exit the shipping container, Ulrich, just as you go to step through the door, he kind of, just kind of grabs your arm a little bit, and just kind of looks at you, smiles, and just goes, "I'm happy for you. Really happy for you."
It's took a while, but thank you. I often thought I might stick around with you guys, but I don't think I was cut out for the Sentinels. I'm a bit too big.
Big burly guy like you. Oof, you'd look dreadful in armor.
No, I wouldn't want to deprive the world of this, Keon. So, shall we go find the ship, my friend?
Oh, I have missed you. As he kind of like steps past and walks out of the shipping container, and you guys begin to walk back in the direction you came. We are going to draw the session to a close here.
Oh,
This is so nice.
We will pick this up next week. No post-credit scene this evening, unfortunately.
What you hang on
Dum,
the
dum,
credits
dum.
for?
I know, but we're going to call the stream to a close there. I don't want to kind of push things any further. One, without obviously Joe being here. I'm sure she's going to have lots of questions to start next session. But we will be back next Sunday. Please don't go anywhere. We will be raiding another channel at the end of the stream. Luke, who are we sending people to see?
I think we'll go to a channel called 8-Bit Community. So they're currently streaming what they're referring to as 6-bit dungeons.
Excellent.
So this looks like fun. Yeah.
Very good. Well, that brings us to a close. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you are on with YouTube, hit all the buttons down below, like, leave comments, all that fun stuff. We'll be back next Sunday for the next episode of Nyxalia and Aetherbound Saga. It's been a pleasure. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
So long.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.